Hey, Taco here. Again, here is my old adapter for the ICOM A16. Easy peasy. Lots of mess going on in here, but really it's only a speaker positive and a ground, and then a microphone positive and a ground. So really, out of all that big lump, there's only 4 actual contacts. Now I do double the speaker wires, so coming out of the ICOM is only one side, like left or right of your speaker, so it's only one speaker line. This is a 3 contact, so tip ring ring connector. So actually what I do is I connect both the left and the right for this one to the single speaker output on this. And then that gives me, it's not really stereo, but sound in both ears. And then there's a ground. And microphone, of course, is just one. There's one microphone, so it's one microphone positive and a ground. So really there's 5 connections coming out, and really only 1, 2 going in. So that's why there's only 3 on each of these. And one of these is a program button. So if you wanted to program the radio, I think this middle one is actually a program button wire. So I don't use that. So it's speaker, plus, and ground. Microphone, plus is the middle one, and then ground is that one, and then push to talk. All you're doing with push to talk is grounding this. So that's all the push to talk switch does, is take this tip one and grounds it to the ground. Again, all the grounds go together, so all the black wires you just twist together. It's easy. So that's my old one. The only change in the new one, throw that in the helmet, I'm gonna keep it as a spare. The only change in the new adapter, see, I've got the same plug, although it looks a little better because it hasn't been out in the field. So I got the same plug, but I've got an extra cable this time. So, and it's plugged into my helmet right now. So speaker is red to red, and then my speaker cable is this braided cable. So it's red to red, so in the field I'll know. Microphone is black to black, so I've got black here and black here, and then my push to talk button on my helmet is blue. So I put a blue one here, and these 2 are 3.5 millimeters each, and this one is 2.5. So I can't confuse this one with these 2. This one won't plug in to these. So red to red, black to black, and then the 2.5 millimeters go together, and they're push to talk. So if I lose something, if I lose speakers in the air, and it's safe to do so, I can look and see if the reds come apart, or if I lose microphone, I can see if the blacks come apart. And then of course, if I lose push to talk, or if my push to talk sticks, I can see if maybe this has come like partially out like that, where it's always grounded. Remember, all the push to talk switch does is ground this tip to this ground. So if it comes out just a little bit, it's going to be locked on transmit, which is what happened to me before when I had a short in my old cable down in here. So this one's a little bit longer, but I've gotten rid of some of the stuff. I'm no longer going to be pulling audio out to the Tascam recorder. I'll just do voiceovers. It's so much easier, and all these wires can stick down inside the radio pouch. So all this will be inside the radio pouch. The only thing that will be coming out is this headphone cable, which has the push to talk, the speakers, and the microphone all wound up. So I went completely wired with my helmet, if you didn't know. So they all come in back here. So that's it. The ICOM A16, mine does not have Bluetooth. It's ICA16B is the Bluetooth model. Mine doesn't have Bluetooth, so I had to go completely wired for this. They make a Bluetooth model. But I didn't want to, this was like $220. I got it back when I was doing drones, and I didn't need Bluetooth. For the place I used to work at, we had to tell, we had a FAA certificate of waiver of authorization, a COA, and we had to tell pilots in the air that we were using drones. So I got this for that. Of course, when I left my previous workplace, this is my radio, so they didn't get to keep it. They had to go buy their own. But they do make a Bluetooth model. It was not available when I bought this radio. And then it seems like it's always out of stock, the Bluetooth one. I don't know why. And even before the tariffs and all that mess, it was like always out of stock. I looked like a year ago. I was gonna sell this one and get a Bluetooth one, but I like wires. I do, because like wires, you know, unless you have a short in the cable or something unplugs, I like wires because you won't suddenly lose your Bluetooth connectivity, or it won't try to connect to something else. But so that's that. Also, in one of my previous videos, last thing before I go, in one of my previous videos, I lost my helmet strap. And what had happened was I thought I unclipped it with this, but what happened was this worked its way all the way out. So what I'm about to do is take me a piece of cloth, or maybe fold this over and just stitch this so it's too thick to go back out of here, because I don't want that to happen again where the cord slides all the way out of this clip. So if you're using one of these kinds of gyro bicycle helmet things and you've made your own helmet, take a real good look at this clip, because this piece of fabric will slide out from under here in the right circumstances. Anyway, so watch that, because you don't want your helmet coming off and going through your prop and taking all your expensive wiring and big mess with it. So remember, rule 1, don't go splat. Okay, of course you can't hear what's going on because my speakers are in here, but here's my push button, and then there's my radio. So I can reach up and say, Hartsville traffic, radio check at Hartsville. And it works. I can hear myself through my speakers, so I got the side tone on. The microphone sounds great. And this is going to be much more convenient when I've got my toggles up here, controlling my paramotor, and I can just go boop, and that'll be that. So looks like it's going to work. Now, if I can only get the chance to find some good weather to fly in. Anyway, remember, whatever you're doing, don't go splat. Don't go splat. I didn't hit the button.